Welcome to Call of the Pen. Today is October 4th. First round of playoffs are over, Steve. Wild card series. Some exciting, some shocking. But I know I'm not too shocked by some teams. Your Tigers are doing it, so I'll let you lead the way on that one.
Yeah, I mean, they look good. Game one, you knew they were going to probably win that one, right? I mean, Scooble's not going to be beat.
Yeah.
It was always a question of the bullpen. And quite honestly, I don't know if you watched the game closely, but they got away with it at the end. Was it Foley? He's good, but I mean, the one thing about the Astros is really tough to put away. They've just been that way for years now. They have the experience, and they were hitting rockets just right at guys. So they got away with that. And then game two, I'm like, oh man, they had the Astros, they blew it, and then bam, Gunther comes in, gets a double play, so now it's a 2-1 game. It could have been bad, and then the wheels came off with that back end of the bullpen that started off rocky in the beginning of the year, with Presley and Hader, and then they figured it out. But man, the Tigers are just scrappy team. Like the Mets.
One thing I noticed, I think we both realized in the playoffs are teams that don't rely on the home run and play team baseball. Like everyone on that team knows their role. There's no like straight superstars. They take Javi Baez out of the lineup and look how great all of a sudden that team becomes. I mean, it's not just Javi, but when you have a gaping hole in the lineup, it's tough. And now they put together good at bats. There's not like first pitch swinging a lot, like even in high leverage, like they're just grinding out at bats. And that's what wins the playoff series, grinding. When if you go and watch the Orioles, there were so many first pitch outs in like 7, 8, 9 innings, like terrible at bats.
Horrible at bats. You know what? And I don't know about in the Detroit circle, but someone that doesn't get much mention is Kerry Carpenter. You ever watched his ABs?
Yeah,
he's a really good hitter. I mean, he's hitting. He had a couple of hits in the series. That's it. But like big hit that in that second game, and his all year he's been solid. His whole career he's been pretty solid. I've never even really heard of the guy, but you watch his ABs, like he's tough. He's tough. He's a tough left-handed hitter. Fun to watch. Vierling also impressed me. I like watching his ABs. And then Ibanez at bat with Hader was just lights out.
Hader has to get the ball up. That's what happens when he gets that ball down. I mean, he's just way too hittable.
Nowadays, yeah. I mean, when he was a stud, I mean, he gets good carry on his fastball with a good slider, but like he's a dime a dozen almost. Like everyone throws 95 plus now. Hitters are more tuned up than ever for him. So I feel for guys that would dominate with plus velo. Now they actually got to pitch.
Yeah, he doesn't pitch. He doesn't really locate well. I mean, there's so many times where he would just spray the ball and guys would just swing and miss because he was hiding. I think he hit the ball better when he was with Milwaukee. He seems to open up a little bit more and shows the ball.
Yeah, maybe that's part of his issue. But yeah, I mean, just the execution of his fastball is what's killing him.
Yeah, that was a great series. I was happy for Detroit. Our boy Shane Wallen's the strength guy over there. He's all over the TV. You see him everywhere.
Yeah, Shane's awesome.
We need to get him on here.
It's really cool because you see AJ Hinch post game. I love his quote, like, "I don't know who let the Tigers get hot," and that's awesome.
I love what and he kept it. They asked him right after the game about facing them. He's like, "Isn't baseball great?" And then it takes off and runs like about facing the Astros and beating the Astros. Like if I was him, I'm walking out of that stadium with my pants dropped. Like I said, I'll let it all hang out.
I know. I'm a fan of his. I am. I know he had that whole thing in 2017, but I don't know how much of that is on him. I mean, he's got to take the blame for it, of course, as the manager. But who knows, like what was going on behind the scenes there.
Yeah, but that looked like a way longer than a 2-year project. It took a year and a half for them to just turn around. I really would like to get. We should get Shane on here. Maybe Shane can lead to others, but I would like to know what was the turnaround, what clicked. The trade deadline, obviously, something in the trade deadline. They got a little more athletic. They flipped Flaherty, and they got the guy from the Dodgers. I think the kid that plays shortstop now.
I mean, in my opinion, obviously they're scrappy. late in ball game, especially. They don't strike out a lot, but their bullpen's really good. Like that's it for me.
Yeah.
It's bullpen just can't get overlooked. Like if you can have a great team and a crap bullpen, look at the Tigers in like 2013. Like that was
Yeah.
probably the best team ever assembled, offensively
Yeah.
and starting pitching wise. My goodness, like I don't know much better starting five than that, but the bullpen was just average to below average, and it was there. It wrecked them.
Yeah, they
They
spent
weren't
all the
able to do
money on
anything.
starting pitching and Miguel Cabrera. I mean, they just now everyone's investing or developing bullpen guys. I mean, that Vest guy is gross. That stuff is
So
nasty.
Vest, that's what I'm glad you brought him up. That first game he threw, I think he went an inning plus. He might have went 2 innings. And I'm like,
No, he
this
went 1
guy,
and 2/3, 4 punchies.
4 punchies. It's like this guy has it. Like I've
Yeah,
never,
he's got it.
admittingly, I've never seen him pitch before until the
I
other day.
watched him a few times.
And I'm like, dude, this needs to be their closer. I can't imagine that someone else in their bullpen is better than this guy. And
No,
Foley's good. He's good, but like he's got he's got the guts for sure, man. And then obviously they brought him in the 9th the other night, so
I think he's more there to face. I think he's going to be the, let's say, the Alvarado type. If it's the middle of the lineup in the 8th inning, he's facing them.
Yep, he's your guy. I agree.
He's got it. He's got the walk. He's got the confidence out there. He's got everything. The other guy they brought in to start the 9th with that guy's got a gross sinker, but he doesn't know how to pitch with his sinker. Like you got to still locate that thing. You got to move around in off the plate. He was doing too much plate to plate instead of plate to ball.
Right. But yeah, but you can see just in Vest's eyes, like there's just no one's going to touch him in that moment. Yeah. I was like, I was watching it and I was like, ooh,
yeah,
this is it. This is the one. Yep. I want that guy.
Yeah, I definitely want that guy. Let's move on to the Royals. See, this is where we're talking about of building teams. It's a full lineup. They don't have a full. They have guys. They relied on the home runs all year. They hit one of the most home runs in baseball, I think, if not close to the Yankees. They didn't do much at the trade deadline, and their just whole lineup relied on home runs. And you bring in a scrappy Royals team that, they didn't score 1 billion runs, but man, they scrapped. They had speed. That's how they, the infield single to get a couple to took the lead on the second game.
Yep.
And they just put together some base hits and then some speed. And the Orioles at bats were atrocious. So many first pitch outs, and I mean so many.
Well, how about the swinging strike in the second game? What was it? Bases loaded. Gosh, who was it? The lefty swung and it hit him in the
Oh
face.
My gosh, yeah,
dead ball. That pretty much cost them the game. Like that. Yeah, that was a run.
That was a terrible at bat.
I'm like, whoa, dude. Like either they're so amped up and like they don't know how to control themselves because it's the playoffs, or it's just like they're just kind of going up there free swinging, and if they run into it, great. I don't know.
Didn't they get eliminated first round last year too?
They haven't won a single game in the playoffs since. Wow. I don't know. They're 0-9, I think, 0-8 in their last 8 or 9 games. Like, yeah. I mean, you could kind of see it though. Like, and I thought they'd be able to beat the Royals because the Royals are just hanging on for dear life, and their bullpen is just, terrible. But
they did get hot. That bullpen the last 2 weeks, though, we'll give those guys credit. They did get hot.
Yeah, they figured it out a little bit, but they're still sketchy. Yeah. Like I'm watching, dude. I'm watching Game 1, and Reagans gets taken out in the 6th inning. He's at like 80 pitches. Oh,
strained his calf.
Okay, he strained his calf. That's right. He did strain his calf. Thank you.
Yeah.
But at first I didn't know that. I'm like, what are they doing? It's right. Yeah. And then they said he's sitting there talking with one of his teammates, and they said on-field reporter said a calf strain. You're right. My bad. Okay. Makes me
either way. So that closer guy, I haven't watched him, but that dude's pretty good. He's got a nasty changeup. I don't want him to face righties, but I like him facing lefties.
Who's that? Ursag or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean.
They play defense. Look, they're not gonna. The matchup. Do they get to go face Cleveland? If they face the Yankees, I think I'd be a little more nervous. But Cleveland, Detroit goes to play Cleveland. Yeah, so Royals got to go play Yankees. I'm a little nervous for the Royals playing the Yankees. But
it's not a good matchup.
They're going to make some contact. They're going to make the Yankees are not good defensively, so they're going to make them have to make plays. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, Waka has thrown well against the Yankees.
Yeah.
So, and he's going to be game one. So I would like to get the veteran to start that one. So that's good.
But you're going up against,
Garrett Cole,
Cole. So it's like, and Cole,
who's been hit or miss.
I'm taking him in the playoffs. So I love Waka though. It's going to be the first game is going to be great. After that, I feel like the Yankees should take control. He's had a great last 2 years, really. Like, he's resurrected his career. He's fun to watch. Like, it's going to be a good matchup. But overall, like, in like bullpen wise, especially, the Yankees should dominate that. But then you could say the same thing about the Brewers and the Mets. The Brewers clearly had a better bullpen, and they're the ones that fell. It was, man, I felt bad for Devin Williams. That's tough. He's really good.
He's really good. But
did you know?
Why are you letting Pete Alonso extend his arms? Every time I ever faced that guy, I never wanted to let him extend his arms.
What do they tell you to let him beat you to the big side of the park, right? When you're closing.
I'm not letting that guy extend arms.
What is Devin Williams' best pitch?
This changeup.
Yeah, so he threw him a changeup. He happened to yank it a tear.
Wally popped out though. You saw it pop. He came under it very well.
So I was literally texting you last night. He started getting in trouble. I watched Nimmo just look foolish on 2 changeups, and then stayed back. And his changeup stayed a little bit up because I know guys try to wait for his changeup and still can't hit it. So it wasn't a good one, but he waited on that thing and put a good swing on it, hit a single, right?
Because he
I'm watching, and I was about to text you. It was 2-1 count. I go, here comes the changeup. Watch, home run. And he ended up yanking a changeup, I think, in the dirt. 3-1, and that's when I started texting like, home run right here. And I couldn't get it out fast enough. Whack! I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, they were sitting on that thing.
That's still impressive to sit on probably the best changeup in baseball and backside it.
It's tough. Like, yeah.
But I think he lollipopped it so much. He put it so far out there where he could just see it the whole way. If it would have been more down the middle, he probably would have pulled it, whatever. But because he got to see it so far out there and it come all the way back, he could easily just see it forever.
He stayed through it so good. Like, he just saw it. He just knew. It was very impressive.
Obviously, some scouting report they had big time was, especially in fastball counts, like, you're just sitting changeup. He doesn't. I wonder what his fastball percentages were.
That's a good point. I wonder if they went over that. I'm sure they did.
Oh yeah,
but you saw it in the previous at bat. Like, I don't know. But Devin Williams, he gave up 3 runs yesterday. How many runs do you think he gave up this year? Now, granted, he missed like half the season.
I would say 2.
He gave up 3 runs all year.
Oh, that's just
that's tough.
That's baseball, man.
Yeah. So
what killed him was a walk.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, right? So he pitched the day before. Or was it? Did he pitch both games? No, he only threw the second game, I think. Yeah. Regardless, he comes in to close it out, amped up, right, ready to rock. Like, he's a bona fide closer. All of a sudden, he has a malfunction in his stupid pitch comm. Do you think that messes with the guys? Like, he's amped up. He does his warm up pitches. He's ready to go. Oh, I can't hear the catcher. Like, I feel like that's adrenaline just sucked out of you a little bit.
Shut it down. I like to. Why don't? Like, I think if I was playing at this time and that goes malfunction, I think I would rather, instead of killing what's happening, let's go to signs. Like, let's have a set of signs in case this goes, because I don't want anything. I don't want to stop the game.
Yeah, and if someone gets on base, then you can say, all right, the pitch comm's not working. I agree.
Like, that happened to the rookie kid they brought in for Detroit.
Yes, I was going to say that. Job.
Just go to signs, man.
Can you imagine? So Williams was at home. Job is pitched one big league game. The place is rocking. And you're like trying to keep your composure. And then on top of that, your stupid pitch comm isn't working. And the place erupts. Oh, yeah. It was brutal. I'm like, this is it.
I was already nervous for him when he went first pitch, smoked the guy.
Yep.
And then now when the crowd's about to go crazy and now he can't hear, like, you're done. You're in a terrible spot.
Emmy was watching that part of the game for some reason when he hit the guy. She said, Dad, what happened to him? She's terrified of the ball in softball, like of getting hit. Like, it just nicked his jersey. And nothing happened. But yeah, no, I'm just like watching. I'm like, oh no, this poor soul, man.
Yeah, so I think when you come in the game in the ninth inning, you just want everything to flow. You want no distractions. Like I hate to distract. Even then, now you come in the ninth, the umpires, you know how you run in, you're focused, what you're doing. You're already locked in what you're doing. The umpire has to stop you to check you. That sucks.
Yeah.
And then I remember when they first started doing it, 2021. Remember Ted Barrett, the guy, the big umpire?
Yeah, he's awesome.
So he asked me, like, after a couple of days, I was walking out the outfield. He goes, "Hey, what do you think? We could do different." I'm like, I said, seriously, you guys getting us when we're at the end of the game is like so distracting.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, but it's the only way we can do it. I'm like, I don't know, there's got to be a different way, but that's just so distracting. For me, it was like so distracting because I just had like I was so locked in, and then all of a sudden you're locked in, and you look up, and there's a guy standing there. You're like, oh, now you got to do your belt, taking your hat off, and now like
it's like you're checking into the airport.
Yeah, everything. I was so locked in, adrenaline high, and now it's gone.
Yep. I know. It is tough. And they don't want to be doing that stuff. Do you know what I mean?
There's got to be a better way. Like,
there has to be a better way.
Get a guy in the bullpen. Get me as I'm like about to walk out.
Right. Yep. Like it doesn't even have to be an umpire. Like a guy that's stadium personnel guy that is neutral, works for MLB, not the stadium, not the team.
The whole check. I'm doing my belt and everything on the field.
There's also got to be like instead of like checking a hand, there's got to be like some sort of test where you can like touch a screen or touch a piece of paper and that it's like a certain thickness and that paper comes off in your fingers. Nope, too sticky. Like go wash, do what you got to do, or you're gone.
I mean, with all the technology these days, we're just going off the umpire. We're going like this.
Yeah, and it's like, there's just so much human error. Like Scherzer got screwed with that. I remember once. Saw him today. He looked good.
You saw him?
Yeah, he's at the gym. He's leaving when I was coming in though. But,
wow, is he still going to try to play?
Yeah, yeah. You sound jealous. That's what it is. You're just jealous.
Well, I had dinner with him a couple weeks ago, and he seemed like he was kind of over it. But he's like, I can still get guys out. I'm like, bro, you got 4 kids. Like, go home.
Maybe they love baseball. All right, Padres, Braves.
I mean, that was gonna be with no Sale. Starting pitching wasn't really a match. That was a terrible matchup for the Braves.
Oh, the first game, that poor kid too. A lot of young guys in this, but he's probably amped up. Like, I'm gonna do it for the boys. I'm gonna show them, and then just laser beam second at bat.
The Padres, the Padres were too good. That was a terrible situation. The Braves needed to go to like maybe Milwaukee, probably in a better situation for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the writing was on the wall for them too. San Diego's so good. They're so good.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on right as we're on San Diego. They got the Dodgers. I mean, I hate that those two are playing. I wish they would play each other for the NLCS, or like if they played, it would be a CS. I hate they're playing a DS.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I don't know. Because then, on the other side, you got the Mets and the Phillies, right? That's like the same thing, though.
Same thing.
Like, it was a divisional series. Like, you're playing,
You're basically playing your division. Like, I don't know. It's just.
So you'd say you'd want to switch them around before you get to the.
Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, I want the Padres should go to the Phillies. The Mets should go to the Dodgers, because otherwise it's too much familiarity. It's too much of the same. This is why I think the Mets are going to beat the Phillies, because they're so familiar with them. They're not scared of them.
Yeah, but what happens if you do that and let's say the Mets beat the Padres or Dodgers and Phillies beat the, you know what I mean, vice versa? Then they're just meeting each other anyways.
So then that's a little more fun to go to the series. You're playing a team that you've already played against. I would rather have that.
So you got to earn your way to play into that spot.
Yeah, they just played each other like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
I agree. And so did the Padres and the Dodgers. They just played each other.
I've always wondered that. Maybe it's in the works. Maybe they're going to switch.
Well, as it just goes off ranking, your seeding.
Yeah, I believe it does.
Yeah, that's what happens. Is the Padres win too many games, so they're the 3 seed. And
it wasn't always. I don't think it was always like that though. Because now you can have a 500 record and be in the playoffs, be the last seed, and then you're playing the 1 seed, happens to be the Phillies.
Yeah, so let's see. When I was in Miami, we won the wild card series. We played division series. We played the freaking Braves.
Right. Yeah, you guys were the last seed.
Yeah. So the Padres can't be the last seed. Why are they playing the Dodgers? Got to change a little bit. It's not as exciting.
Because everyone comes to the 1 seed. Yeah, I guess you're right. It doesn't matter. Padres was a 2 seed. No, Philly was who's Dodgers was 1, Phillies 2, Padres 3, Mets were 6, right? Is that right? I don't know. So it worked out that way with the seeding.
The Braves were the last seed to get in.
That's right.
So they're the 5. So 5 goes to 2, 1 goes, or 3 goes to 1. That's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was
maybe there were 3. No, because they can't be the 3 because the Brewers won a division, so they got to be the 3. So the Padres got to be the 4. No,
it used to tell you what seed they are on this app, and I'm not seeing it, and I don't feel like looking it up. So let's just say they got the seeding right. We just don't like the matchup.
I don't like the matchup, and it favors. That's why I'll take the underdog on both because they're just too familiar with each other.
So that's another thing. They are familiar with each other. You're right, but historically, usually like with the exception of the Mets, they actually played, the full extent of their series. But the Padres were 2-out. I wonder if let's see. Let me see something real quick. Oh, I guess they're all playing on the same day, anyways. Never mind.
They play Saturday.
Yeah, never mind. They play Saturday, so it doesn't matter. What I was gonna say doesn't matter. So pretend like I didn't say anything.
But the Mets are limping in for sure with their bullpen.
But yes, for sure. So they're at a disadvantage. But we've also said that last year with Philly and the Braves. Philly took it to the Braves 2 years in a row because the Braves have the layoff. They just sitting there watching baseball, practicing. Not and now you have a team that's red hot and hungry. That's won a huge series coming in.
Yeah. So small thing. I mean, it's a small stat. But I've paid attention a lot with the Phillies is they've always, after a day off, especially off the road, they just get mollywopped. For some reason, it just doesn't work. So they've had this long layoff. I'm taking the Mets. I'm taking the Mets in this whole series. I got to win 3. If the Mets they need game 1. They get game 1, it's a wrap because they hit Aaron Nola really well.
Okay, so I'm going to take Philly.
Fine, I'll take the Mets.
I think Philly's a better team. I think they're going to be all right. I know they're coming off a heater, the Mets, but
the Mets are on a heater. You don't want to play the teams on the heater. They've come off a heater for 2 months, and the Mets took care of them in September too.
Right. All right. So then, who do you have? Padres and Dodgers. I said Padres.
Man, I just don't think the Dodgers have starting pitch. Well, is Musgrove out?
Not that. Why? Because he pitched yesterday or the other day?
No, he left the game with elbow tightness.
Oh, that's right. I don't know. I didn't follow up on that.
So who's starting for Cease is starting? What they got? Cease, Darvish. Who's their first 3?
Okay, we got Cease.
You gotta have 3 horses.
Cease versus Yamamoto. That's gonna be a good one. Then you got Darvish versus Flaherty. Flaherty's good. By the way, can you imagine Flaherty still on the Tigers?
I know.
Oh my gosh. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of biting my tongue here. I still think the Padres are going to win. I like that team. They're fun to watch.
I want the Padres to win. I want the We said it before when they signed Shohei. They're not even going to win.
Who do you say is going to win? I'm writing this down.
Padres.
All right. I said Pods too. We agree on that.
Bullpen's too good.
All right. Yankees and Royals.
I would love to see the Royals win, but I'll go Yankees.
All right.
It's a boring pick, but it's a 5-game series. 7-game series, maybe
Man,
not.
you picked them to win the division. You're going to give up on them like that?
Well, yeah, I am.
Okay. All right, Tigers and Guardians. You know who I'm picking.
I'm going to go Tiger. That is a very even matchup, by the way. Like, that is such a good series. That's going to be a sneaky best series because those teams are so even. The lineups are the same. The teams play the same way.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be awesome. That's a series other than the Padres, Dodgers. That's a series I'm really looking forward to watching.
2 good bullpens, I think. The Guardians definitely got dudes, and then the Tigers got dudes. I get scared on outside of Vest and what they bring in, but I saw that lefty they brought in had a good sinker. He can get you out. He's not going to strike you out, but he can get you a ground ball. Which
Sean Gunther, Cressy Sports Performer.
Is he? I like that.
Good story, man. He's been with the Marlins up and down, like had a cup of coffee, like just hard worker, just grinds it out and got a chance with the Tigers and has just been taken off. Like, it's awesome, man. It's good to see.
I mean, is Javi Baez even on the playoff roster?
No, he's got a season-ending injury.
Oh, yeah, it was a spine or something.
Who knows?
5 more years.
All right, so let's recap real quick. Regular season.
Okay.
Our picks. How do you think you did?
I probably went 0-4.
I think you got one. I think. I don't know. All right, so NL West, Dodgers. I said
the only
Dodgers.
ones that did not get in the playoffs were the Rangers, by the way. Everyone else got in the playoffs.
No, they didn't. You picked the Diamondbacks.
Oh, yeah, I did. Well, dang, they were about to get in the playoffs.
I know. They were right there. They were just right there. So 1-0. AL West. I said Astros. You said Rangers.
Oh, Rangers. Come on, man. I thought DeGrom would be back sooner. I didn't think Max's thumb was going to hurt him all year.
I know. NL Central. We both said the Cardinals. Ugh.
Oh, at least they finished over 500.
I'll give you a half a point for the Royals. I said Tigers. You said Royals. We
get half a point for that.
Half a point. All right.
We both get a half a point because they made the playoffs at least.
Yep. AL East. You said Orioles. I said Yankees.
Who'd you say? You said Yankees? So I get a half a point and you get a point?
Half a point. And you said Braves in the NL East. I said Phillies.
Another half a point.
Half a point. So you got 1.5
points. The Braves made it and lost their whole roster, by the way.
I know. Yep, that's true.
Phillies had no injuries. They had basically dealt with nothing, no adversity.
They had to deal with their fans.
Yeah, well, and they had to deal with sucking for like a month. But other than that, I mean, the Braves lost their Strider and Acuna, and
I know.
Freaking third baseman got hurt, missed most of the year.
Riley.
Albies missed. Like Albies couldn't even hit left-handed. He had to hit right-handed when he came back.
Yeah. They suffered. The fact they made it to the postseason was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's because their manager's legit.
Yep. Good character team. So you got 1.5 points. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 points. 4.5 points.
Oh, you're so smart, Steve.
I'd have to beat you in something.
Think about how much money you would have won if you would have bet all that at the beginning of the year.
Oh, dude. Did you see, real quick, before we get off, this is huge. I'm devastated for this guy. Some poor soul put $20 on Chris Sale having the most strikeouts in Major League Baseball. 4 Ks away was Sale. That $20 would have earned him $2.2 million.
Million?
That's what I think it said online. Yeah,
no,
I don't know how that works.
That high. It would have been like
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna send it to you. Maybe I don't know. I think it was like million. I don't know what betting site he was on, but in the odds, like and he got scratched for back spasms.
I'm gonna say that's some garbage. That is,
dude. I don't know, man. I'm gonna look it up. I gotta send it to you.
I would say 2,200, not 2.2.
No. It was like either it was 2.2 million or 220,000. I forget. But regardless, it was a lot of money to a point where it was like,
oh my gosh,
this poor guy.
I would have emailed Chris Sale and be like, "Can you just pay me that, by the way?" Back spasms? Like, come on, man. Are you kidding me? Didn't miss a start all year, and now you got back spasms.
Yep, I'm looking it up. 4 Ks to catch this 110 to 1 bet. Yeah. I read it as 2.2 million. It was not. It was $2,220. Yeah. When I saw, I was like, no way. There's a comma there. I was like, looked at it too quick. Okay. Still, that's a lot of money. 2,200. Oh, still sticks. $20.
Yeah, I'm not as devastated for 2,200.
No, I'm not either. I'm like, okay. Man, I was like, that's such a good story. Why is this being talked about?
Yeah, it would have been
2,200.
Way more.
There was a blown Chris Sale up. was floored. I immediately thought of you. I was like, all right, that makes me feel better. All right. Anyways,
All right, we'll
good
recap
stuff.
on. Let's get back on Monday. Recap. See what we got. It's gonna be interesting.
All right.
All right.
Sounds
I'll
good.
talk to you guys later. Thank you and if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe.